Welcome to Technocracy News on this February 10th, 2026. I'm joined by your host, Patrick Wood of the Conservative Caucus. That is wrong. That is Jim's website. I'm used to saying that. Of technocracy.news. Technocracy.news. I'm your co-host, Logan House. Today we have botched surgeries as technocrats enter the operating room with AI. We have UAE spy Sheikh bought secrets, 49% stake in Trump crypto company, World Liberty Financial. AI bots are gaining on humans as source of web traffic. And lastly, we will have Noah Yuval Harari wonders if AI will become Betsy Wetsy 2.0 or Chucky 2.0. Patrick, let's start out with this one. Botched surgeries as technocrats enter the operating room with AI. So all this talk of how great AI will be for surgeons and hospitals, it's not panning out the way they presented it, is it?
For some people, no. For the ones who got out successfully, yeah. I guess, maybe the doctor could have done better perhaps, or that maybe the AI's, helped them out. But for the people that are getting harmed, what do you tell them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. One lady in this article suffered a stroke because she had minor nasal surgery, and the surgeon got confused. He was being guided by AI program, and she got confused. It misidentified where he was, and he struck an artery in the poor woman's nose and caused a stroke.
Wow.
She's still suffering with a stroke. Okay, well, what do you tell somebody like that? Well, it's sorry, oops.
Yeah, and who gets held accountable in situations like that, right? I mean, with a doctor could be held accountable. I mean, most times they're probably shielded. Doctors anyways, they're shielded from liability, but you really don't have any accountability with the machine.
Not really. I'm sure that when the lawsuits fly on that case, everybody's going to get sued. Mm-hmm. The hospital, the
manufacturer.
Doctor, manufacturer. Everybody's going to be sued. Will they survive? Who knows? My guess is nobody will be held accountable because, you have to break some eggs to make an omelet.
Yeah, and I'm sure they have insurance for stuff like this, and they'll just throw her some money, right?
Well, exactly. This is basically this is a business case at this point. When you make an error, you have to pay up, mm-hmm. and that's kind of the way they look at it. We know we're going to make mistakes. We know there's going to be lawsuits flying. We'll pay the fines, whatever we get tagged with, and we'll go on with our research. It won't stop them from doing the research in the first place, but it'll just be counted as a business expense.
And then,
crazy.
So it says here in the article, it says at least 1,357 medical devices using AI are now authorized by the FDA, double the number it had allowed through 2022. So it's really ramping up. It's moving quickly into the medical industry.
Exactly. And they don't have enough staff at this point to handle all the applications, which means there'll be mistakes made to just rush stuff through. And the reports, the incident reports that are coming in on AI-enabled devices is well over twice the rate as the previous generation. Mm-hmm. Or maybe even 3 times the rate. That means they're making mistakes. That's pure and simple. And because AI has been introduced in this field in the first place, it's causing much more harm than it did before, than surgeons had before.
And with a doctor or a surgeon, I assume most people, I guess there's some who might want to be operated on by a robot run by AI, but you would want a human, right? That actually has the feelings and somewhat cares about the outcome rather than AI who has no, they just are tasked, it's just tasked to do what it's told to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, during a situation like COVID, if everything's being run through AI and you have robots, prescribing medicine and issues like that, I mean, who's going to stand up to any type of medical tyranny being pushed by hospitals?
Yeah, I know. In this one case with this woman who had a just minor surgery in her nose, um, the doctor was using an instrument that has to go inside the nose, right? And he wanted to be guided by AI to get to exactly the space or the point that he needed to make the cut, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The AI misidentified the location that he was in. So he thought he was in one place. The AI said, "No, you're over here on this other place," and he did something that he shouldn't have done. This is just flat out an error in anatomy, and the surgeon did it, but the AI misdirected him
Mm-hmm.
to do it in the wrong place. So, it wasn't just the AI that did it. The doctor was attached to the thing as well. So,
Yeah, but the doctor shouldn't be blindly listening to the AI in the first place, right? I think I would be surprised if a lot of surgeons are very against this as well, because I mean, this is what they signed up to do. This is their job. Most of them probably love doing surgeries. Why would they want to pass that on to a robot to do their job?
you would think, but technocrats don't care about that.
Yeah.
I don't think. They're here to provide software solutions for everything, and that's their only answer is to, well, we'll make wait for the next version.
Mm-hmm.
That's just,
And the main
we'll get it solved.
The main driver in this for hospitals, they could say it reduces bad outcomes or doctors' mistakes, but it's got to be profit, right? I think it's 100% profit that they're the reason they would bring these AI robots and different devices in to cut down staff and cut down hours for their employees, right?
I would think so, for sure. And if a surgery could be reduced on the time that it takes, for instance, say 20%, so you could move more patients through a operating room and cut off 20% off that, you'd think they would do that.
Yeah.
That would be in their best interest to make it more efficient, right?
Yep. All right, you want to move on to this next story?
Yeah, that gives me the creeps.
All right, we have UAE spy Sheikh bought secret 49% stake in Trump crypto company. So who is this spy Sheikh? And so he actually is a spy?
Oh no, that's his nickname. He's from the UAE, and he's basically in charge of national security there.
Okay.
For them, he's part of the royal family, right? High up in the royal family. So he's a big wig. He's a billionaire, and he has access to the sovereign wealth fund. Here you can't make this stuff up. Okay, the guy's he's doing stuff in secret. Nobody knew about it at the time, but he ponied up 49%, $500 million to take a stake in Trump's crypto company. The only one, by the way, the only outside investor in World Liberty Financial was this Spice Sheikh, right, from the UAE. And obviously, it was quid pro quo for getting NVIDIA chips, computer chips, to fund their or fuel their AI data centers that they wanted to establish in the UAE.
Mm-hmm.
And but nobody said in a word. He got his wish with all the chips he can handle at this point. This came out like in the last month, but this whole transaction was kept secret for over 11 months. What on earth is this all about? I mean, how can you? Now this is not government business, okay? This is Trump on his own. That was his company, World Liberty Financial. It's run by his kids, basically. Eric, I think, mostly. But they made this secret transaction and just hid it from everybody. But it crossed over into the public domain when it was discovered, well, it was quid pro quo for these chips that he wanted to get. This is so corrupt. To me, it's just amazing, just absolutely off the charts. And it also explains why Trump is being so cozied up with the Islamic world altogether. Apparently, he just doesn't care where he gets his money from in the first place.
Yeah, all that matters is the investment to him, right? The investment of the money coming into America. That's all he talks about. It doesn't matter who the money comes from or what they're involved in, as long as we get the money.
You know, we have to remember who these people are, and they have certainly a modern country, but the human rights aspect in the Middle East is totally abysmal, and they have no freedom to criticize the government, no free speech whatsoever. They're controlled with basically a technocratic control system, almost bordering on scientific dictatorship right now. These people have no freedom at all, and they're always willing to take slave labor in to build their big projects. And this is the people that you want to have on your side. I don't get it. I just don't get it. These are the enemies of our state, if you will, our civilization.
Yeah, well, we got to go to break, but we'll be right back and keep covering this a little bit more. We'll be back in just a moment.
Yes.
News is moving faster than ever, and so are we. Worldview Tube brings you 24/7 live stream coverage and now real-time alerts when it matters most. Once you have the Worldview Tube app installed, exit the app and navigate your way to Settings. In Settings, locate the tab labeled Notifications. Select the Notifications tab. Scroll down until you locate the Worldview Tube app icon. Select the tab, and here you can turn on and customize your notification experience for the Worldview Tube app. News doesn't wait, and neither should you. Turn on push notifications to stay informed. Every headline as it happens.
All right, welcome back from the break. And we left off talking, Patrick, about this UAE. He is the UAE head of security who invested $500 million for a 49% stake in Trump's crypto company. Now, what really baffles me is, I mean, a lot of these people on social media and these influencers always want to talk about why we shouldn't be allies with a country like Israel. And they always bring up the fact how they treat Christians. Well, we're okay with being allies with Saudi Arabia? They can't even have a Christian church? I mean, what's the double standard there?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. I don't see where, for instance, Israel imports slave labor from other countries to build their projects. I don't see that. But this is rampant in the UAE and all of these skyscrapers. They were not built by citizens of the country. They're built with other people who were imported from all these other countries to do the construction. And the tales, the stories that came out of that whole thing, and still are coming out of it, it's just absolutely would break your heart. These people are basically brought in. they're captive until they burned out, go home. I guess some of them just die there. But the slave labor, it's been a big issue in our country where everybody's screaming, we had slavery back in the 1800s and we should pay for it, whatever. How about these people?
Yeah.
These people are just totally set on trading the souls of men, if you will, for the sake of their construction. And Trump apparently doesn't have any problem with that. I have a big problem with it.
Yeah. And I mean, how far is it going to go? I mean, how far are we going to continue to align with these Islamist countries?
This, if there was any sense that Trump was a Christian, I don't really see that, but he has some Christians around him for sure. What about the concept in the Bible that talks about being unequally yoked with an unbeliever? Because at this point, 51% of the company you own, you kind of call the shots. Then the other 49% is owned by this crowd.
Yeah.
That to me speaks of the total hypocrisy of being unequally yoked with an unbeliever. So this doesn't wash even on the Christian aspect of it, the biblical aspect. What's he's trying to achieve with all this money? For instance, I think there's $3.2 trillion in forward investment in our country from the Islamic world. Do we want them to be controlling the financial system of our world or in our country? No, we don't, because they will turn it around to enforce their takeover of the world. Jihad is jihad to these people. And if they can use their investments to turn our society around upon us, they'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, positively. We've seen it already with, some state legislators talking about, making it illegal to criticize Islam. Really? You can't. You can criticize Christianity all you want, but not Islam.
Yeah, and if you look into this crypto firm, it's called World Liberty Financial. This is the Trump family crypto firm that this Sheikh, what's his name? Sheikh.
I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry.
I won't even try.
It's weird.
That's the company he invested 49% stake in. It's run. You know who the CEO is? Zach Witkoff. I'm guessing that's Steve Witkoff's son. And the co-founder is Don Jr., who we know obviously is close in with Islamic and Qatar over there in Qatar with Tucker Carlson at these summits. Mm-hmm. So it's not all that surprising, but it's just another tell, right, of how deep into business they are with these Islamic countries.
Exactly. This, by the way, it reminds me that the Islamic banking system is based on asset, not debt. Assets versus debt. We're a debt-based economic system in America. And it appears to me, with all the talk about tokenization in our country, that there's going to be a flip over for our economic system, a flip into an asset-based economic system. That would be catastrophic to America, especially for property rights. But you can see the handwriting is on the wall because we're already being merged with the concept of Islamic finance. It's totally otherworldly compared to us right now. They're on the other side of the planet, so to speak. They really are, but they're also on the other side of where we are with our debt-based economic system. And if this is in the cards at this point, all the tokenization of all the assets in our country, for instance, the 680 million acres that we own in America, where the government owns it, it's supposed to be and trust for us. All of this is in view right now to be tokenized. Mm-hmm. And this could be traded around the world at that point, wherever they want to spread it. And the same would happen in reverse with the UAE, the Qatar, all these other Mideast countries who are subject to an asset-based economic system. It would be compatible at that point. We don't want any compatibility with anything that the Muslim world does, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Another thing that makes me just wonder, I'm not implying that I know there's anything illegal going on here, but it's a little fishy. I guess the company, the firm that this guy is investing into is co-founded by Zach Witkoff, Steve Witkoff's son, and Don Jr., President Trump's son. So they're running this company, and then while President Trump and Steve Witkoff are off negotiating with these countries, and then these countries come and invest in their son's company, I mean, it doesn't sound very legal to me. It sounds fishy, right? It sounds like they're using their permission, their positions to profit and to get make deals with these countries to invest into their sons' companies, which really, I'm sure once they're done out of office, they are going to be very involved in, right?
This is nepotism, I think, at the highest level. You have the Secretary of Commerce right now, whose kids is running his company. He had to give it up, I guess, in order to serve in the Trump administration as Secretary of Commerce. But he had to do that. So his kids are in charge of his company that is basically the custodian for Tether and all of the
And this is Lutnick?
Lutnick, exactly. Howard Lutnick. So this seems to be a trend. These billionaire people, the billionaires at the top, have kids. They give their kid, hey, kids, here's your nice treat for you. Go and conquer the world, I guess. But you're absolutely right. It's absolutely insane that we would think that there's not a connection between a parent and a kid. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah. And I would not be surprised if after the midterms, when the Democrats take control and they're looking for reasons to go after the Trump administration or impeach President Trump, that they would look into stuff like this. I mean, why would you even try something like this knowing that they're going to look for any reason to come after you? I mean, you're just giving them ammo. I saw someone, I can't remember who it was, say that once the Democrats come in, get control of the House and the Senate, if they do, which it's looking like they might, they're going to find all types of issues going on in the Trump administration, kickbacks and deals that are not legal.
You're probably right. And when we remember the corruption that we saw in the Biden administration, for instance, all that nonsense about Ukraine and getting one of the minister of justice fired over there or whatever, so they could get favorable treatment towards or consulting job at least for Biden's son, and that's so hiker-ish compared to this. That's nothing but compared with $500 million investment in one company. There's other things I'm sure, but this is over the top. This makes Biden looks like a beggar with a tin cup on the corner begging for corruption money.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go.
Well, we're all out of time, but since we brought up Lutnick, I mean, Lutnick this morning he was having a tough day, I think, as well. Lutnick was testifying in front of Congress, I think it was, or the Senate, one of the or some type of committee, I think. And
Yeah.
he was questioned about Epstein, and it turns out that he admitted that he had been on the island and had lunch with him, and so I don't know. I'm seeing reports that people are projecting that he's going to leave the administration, but we'll see. I kind of doubt that.
We'll see. I doubt it too.
All right. Well, we're all out of time. We'll be back on Thursday with the new report. Until then, take
God
care.
bless.
True beauty isn't applied. It's nourished from within. Bella Grace Elixir, a luxurious, scientifically crafted blend designed to restore radiance, vitality, and strength at a cellular level. At the heart of Bella Grace Elixir lies cat's claw, a powerful herb from the Amazon known for its ability to control inflammation and protect collagen. With Verisol collagen peptides, it goes beyond the surface, stimulating your body's natural collagen production to reduce fine lines, improve skin elasticity, and promote real, visible change. Bella Grace Elixir doesn't stop at